Beautiful, welcome. It's so awesome to have you here to chat with today. Natasha is a master kinesiologist. Please tell me, what is it? What is it that got you into this business? What inspired you to create this business?
Well, Gabby, a long time ago, it seems like another lifetime ago, I was studying psychology, and because I always, I guess, was interested in the human condition and human nature and what makes us tick and why we do and don't do certain things and what makes us happy. And while I was studying that, I kind of came to realise that perhaps I didn't think I was able to just talk to people. I wanted something more, but I couldn't work out what that was. And then through leaving a long-term relationship, I ended up overseas to escape and hopefully find something exciting and new. And I was over there for about 5 years when I realised that I actually was in a rut that was even bigger than what I was in before I went overseas. So I wasn't moving forward, my life was kind of mundane, and I was just really treading water.
So you escaped your problems only to take them with you.
What do you know? And so that was when I realised that I really needed to flip my life around, and I wanted to get back on track and do something that made a difference. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something that felt like it had a purpose in the world, like I had a purpose in the world. And so I came back to my original feeling about wanting to do something that helped people, but needing more than just to be able to talk to them. And that's when a friend of mine told me about kinesiology. I had never heard of it. Had to get her to spell it for me, and I looked it up on Google, as you do, of course, and read all about it. And even though I didn't really understand what it was, because it's difficult to understand sometimes, I just had the strongest gut instinct feeling about this is the thing for me, like the strongest feeling I'd had that I could remember.
Yes.
So I thought, right, I'm going to follow that, because I haven't had anything this strong happen to me for a long time, and I'm so glad I did, because it was clearly leading me on my path, and I came back to Australia. So that's how I ended up doing kinesiology.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started with yourself.
I did.
Yeah, beautiful. Which means that you got the healings and you wanted to share them. I love that. That's gorgeous. And so tell me, what are some of the problems that you're assisting people to solve? Are you helping people come back to Australia?
Not so much to Australia, but back to themselves.
Yeah.
So I guess that was my big round trip of coming back to myself and working out that, sometimes we can do all these crazy things and we can travel long distances and we can get our hair done and we can buy new cars, but at the end of the day, that doesn't solve our problem of being happy and feeling fulfilled in life. So I guess a lot of the times, yes, what I'm helping people with is being able to access their true self.
Which is a beautiful gift.
Yeah. And so even though they come to me for anxiety, which is quite common, perhaps depression, lack of self-confidence, not being able to find a meaningful intimate relationship, or anxiety and stress around performance at work, say public speaking. Ultimately, I find that underneath all of that, it's about them being happy with who they are and living their truth.
So clearing any of the stuff that's holding them back.
Really being
who they are.
Yeah, from really shining bright in the world. You know, there are little lights in there and it's all covered up with things, their hurts, their traumas, their limiting beliefs. And really it's about pulling all that stuff away so they can just really shine bright in the world.
Which I love. The best way I can describe kinesiology, and I learned this probably over a decade ago, how it was described to me, is kinesiology is brain mechanics. Like seriously. Like imagine, like you send your car off to the mechanic for them to give it a service and tune up and whatnot. That's what kinesiology does to us. It literally enables us to clear any limiting blocks, any limiting beliefs, and balance stuff out. It services everything, making sure it's all working for you, not against you. Are you happy with that assessment or not really?
Yeah, no, I would say that. Yeah, brain mechanics. And also from my perspective, because I do tend to work a lot with emotional, coming from a psychology background, a lot of emotional issues which can then cause those problems. So I find that, it can be brain integration stuff, it can also be hormonal imbalance, it can be, nutritional imbalance, but oftentimes it's because on an emotional level we're imbalanced, and so of course the emotions affect our physical body.
That's right.
So sort of that mind-body medicine, Gabby.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing, you know, imagine how awesome it is to have someone who can assist you to actually fine tune and balance all the emotional stuff. The stuff that's invisible, the stuff that, you know, is hard to locate and find normally, unlike a battery in the car, which is quite simple. Yeah?
This is true.
That's right.
Although not for me.
Well, not for you, this
That's why I
lady.
take my car to the mechanic.
So tell me, what's a couple of cool points or tips or something you could share with the people watching today, just to assist them to start finding their way back to themselves?
Okay, well, I guess what I've found to be one of the main things that I end up talking to clients about and working with myself personally to bring myself back to me is just being present. You know, really being present with what's happening to you in the moment. And so often our mind is going to the past or to the future, and we're not actually where we are. And that means that, you know, potentially you don't know how you really feel about things. You can't really engage with other people. You don't know how to make decisions because you're not 100% there. My first tip would be to work on being present. One of the things you can do to help yourself be present is to use your breath. So when we're not present, or when we're anxious, or when we're stressed, we often become chest breathers. We'll breathe high, or sometimes clients tell me they hold their breath, you know, or they're breathing through their mouth. So if you can become aware of your breath can really help you come back into your body, become centered, and just become like peaceful in the moment. That's why, you know, yoga instructors, meditation techniques often use breath as one of the key aspects to help people be in the moment.
Yeah.
So those are probably two top tips I would say,
Thank
Gabby.
you. Which is a wonderful thing too, because, you know, often we do, like, you know, at the end of the day, no matter how stable you think you are, life's life. You know, you've been through some stuff. You don't even know the hidden blocks that may be holding you back from being present, and as a result, that does lead to stress and anxiety for people. So yes, you know, wonderful tip. Breathe, get present. The other thing I really recommend you do is experience this woman. Allow her to assist you to clear some of these limiting blocks and emotions that are keeping you from being present and really living life the way you want to, on your terms, in your body, coming home, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the beautiful gift that we have for you is Natasha's offered to give you a complimentary consult, an experience of kinesiology, so you can actually start to experience this beautiful healing art and find your way home. Yeah? All you need to do is give Natasha a call. Her number should be popping up at the bottom of the screen. Your number is
0430 287 883.
And tell her that you've watched this video, and she'll book you in for a complimentary session and experience with her. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thanks, Gabby.